Okay, folks, thank you very much for coming to Ward 2. Before I get started, I think you all know your alternate in Ward 2, and Dr. Charles Coleman and Chris Moore, and they're here with us this evening. We have almost all of our department heads, I think, here tonight to do that. When we started this back in 09 and 10, it's actually twofold. One is that we'll give you a quick update on all the things that we're doing in Ward 2 for you all, as well as some of the things maybe throughout the city, but it will be connected kindly to Ward 2. The second thing, though, and more importantly than that, is to get input from you all on things that's on your mind about your ward here in Ward 2, what you would like to see done in Ward 2. And these have been very successful, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. The Reverend Allen Park, we've done a lot of work on that park over there. Splash pad was over $200,000-300,000 we put here. There's a lot of things that you all said you wanted in this area. So these meetings are very important to us in the administration, because we can't do that unless we kind of hear from you all. So I'm going to kick it off and kind of turn it over to Mark Nichols. Mark is our chief engineer, traffic engineer, and he's going to go through some slides with you, and then we'll stop it and we'll go to question and answer. One thing that's not in that sheet, and I apologize for that, is a list of all department heads' telephone numbers, both cell number as well as their direct line at City Hall. And so if you'll just make a note or on the sign-up sheet, we'll mail you one tomorrow on that sheet, because I think it's very important that you stay in touch with us. So Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you back there.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay?
Thank you. Just have a few slides here showing some of the projects we have in your ward, and also some projects that neighbor your ward that impacts you. And so we'll start off with our asphalt overlays. As you can see, we have around $540,000 allocated for asphalt overlays this year. The most notable project in Ward 2 is Patrick Street. Of course, that's a daybreak to Thomas Green, you can see here. And that is complete. And so you can see the finished product, and so the city comes in and stripes that. Our contracts with Atlas, they do an excellent job. And so we're excited to see that done. That's a good connector as people come in to the city. So it's an important project. Another project that affects this ward, since Ward 2 does include the downtown area as well, Parker Road Extension. This has been a project we've worked on for several years, and really this gives more options for people. This is a congested intersection here at Southwest Drive and Parker, and it's going to give options to people in the south side of town to access the downtown area, and vice versa, people in this area to access the southwest Jonesboro. And that project is with Dooney. This is a project through the highway department. Some of our projects we do as city, city staff. We install sidewalks, do repairs, and some projects we work jointly with the state highway department. And this is one of those. And you can see we've also contributed to this project of $961,000. And so there's a partnership there. And so that project is almost complete. We hope to open it up in September. And so it's going to be it's a big deal for the city, something we've been working towards for many years. Of course, drainage is always a hot topic. We have a few large drainage projects. Ray Street from Red Wolf to Fairfield Drive, that's 60% complete. And we've had some phases in the past that went all the way down to where the Greenway Trail is, and we're completing that this year. We installed a box culvert at Chloe's Bridge, and a big project that we have is the ditch clearing and regrubbing. And this is going to take care of some creeks that we have had trouble maintaining over the years. There's only so much we can do, and so these are creeks we contracted out to kind of help us get caught up. We'll go through a few of those. Higginbottom Creek, and this is just to give you an idea. This is Highway 1B Harrisburg Road, and so that's when we say regrubbing, we're also going to shape the channel to make this water flow out more efficiently, get rid of a lot of the trees, and just reshape it and bring it to its original contour. This is South Jonesboro, Bonnie Slough, Little Lady Ditch on the industrial park side, and also Murray Creek. This is, of course, NEA Baptist. It goes down all the way to Prospect. So that project is just getting underway. We should make a lot of progress before the rainy season. One of the things in your city, we have 44 at-grade crossings in the city of Jonesboro. That means not railroad overpasses, but crossings where you have to yield the trains. And this has been trains are a big part of our city. We're here mostly because of the trains, but we also have to live with them, and also we want to help our citizens, as safe as we can here with the crossings. And we did a study of all of our crossings, and the crossings that had an accident history that we haven't done any improvements to, or the railroad has it, or the state has it, we got federal funds to make improvements to those crossings. And so there's 15 crossings, and that project is underway. It may be something as simple as putting LED lights up so it'll be brighter as citizens cross the tracks, or signing and striping. And so that's an exciting project. And kind of out of that project, we had the Ray Street sidewalk, and we got a TAP grant for that project. And we're going to improve the pedestrian crossing between Nettleton High School and elementary. A lot of students cross there, and so that's another part of that project. Our sidewalk enhancement program, as you can see, we've budgeted $250,000 for our sidewalks. But this really tells just a small part of the story with our sidewalk. We have the grants department, Kimberly here, and she's done an excellent job getting grants to pay for sidewalks. And so the mayor often says you can't run a city on sales tax alone. And so we're constantly working to get money, and really all the departments work together with the grants department to apply for these grants. It's a team effort. Some of the sidewalks in Ward 2 are Belt and Word, and also a large project we have is on Caraway Road. This is the Word Street sidewalk, and that goes from LeBon to Miller, this first phase. And that's actually been installed, and you can know there's a new pre-K there on LeBon, so that connects that. And phase 2 is going to be from Miller to Fisher Street. And that's in process. And if I'm wrong, that's 100% CDBG funds, is that right? So 100% CDBG funds through a grant to pay for that sidewalk. Another project is Belt Street. Of course, we have the Success School in this area, and a lot of students walk through. You walk up Belt, and you can imagine there was no sidewalks, and the buses would come through here, and so students were just riding the path. It was really dangerous, and so we got a grant to fix that. We had to do a little bit of widening on the south side of Belt to install the sidewalk, and that's actually today. That's what it looks like today. You can see that work is progressing. We're going to also do a phase 2, and this is a 50-50 city funds and CDBG. This is Old Greensboro Road. Greensboro Road that comes in and goes all the way to Scott Street. And again, that's a 50-50 project. An improvement we made just right here by our facilities, a new pavilion. I believe this is also picnic tables, and this was installed this year. How much was that, Wixon?
$25,000.
$25,000. So we have the new splash pad, and of course the new playgrounds. It's really a lot of improvements have been made the last few years here in this facility alone. So that's exciting. Really a diamond we have is Craighead Forest Park, and really it's for all citizens, and we drive there and use that park. And one of the things we're excited about is a trail around Craighead Forest. And we have a lot of people running on the road, and we get a lot of complaints about the conflicts between traffic and pedestrians and moms with strollers. And so we applied for grants to do a walking trail around Craighead Forest. And each one of these red dots is going to be a workout station. And so that was provided by a Blue and You grant that we received. It's in the first phase, it's complete. We just awarded the second phase of the project. And our vision here is to eventually branch out from this and connect our community, our neighborhoods to Craighead Forest. So you don't have to get in your car and drive to Craighead Forest, you can actually walk there. So that's our vision. We're putting together a plan for, just a master plan, if you will, and a vision for our city. And so that's coming together, and we just apply for phase after phase as we get the opportunities. We're always working to
Mark,
get this
can you go
done.
back on that other deal? That middle deal, is that the roundabout that will be on the,
Yeah, that's
actually east side?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the entrance,
Yes, correct.
near the entrance. Right now, there's just a stop sign there, so really to help beautify, we do a lot of landscaping as you enter the park. So, and again, we've applied for a third phase to come out of the back side of the park and go down Craighead Forest Road. There's a lot of multifamily housing there and a lot of real densely populated area. We're trying to connect that to the park and just try to be as efficient as we can with taxpayers' money. So, any questions you may have? And I also want to point out we do have a map over here. This shows our sidewalks that have been installed since 2009. So you can get an idea of where we're at in the city. And this particular ward is leading the way. We actually, since 2009, 35% of our sidewalks we've installed in the city have been in Ward 2. So that kind of tells some of the story. And so we're excited about that.
Mr. Mayor, at the last council meeting, we approved money for future projects. Would you remark the matching money that we allocated for upcoming? Could you kind of tell us what projects you would think? I think one of them was the overpass on 18. And
Oh, yeah, sure.
could you just kind of tell us?
I don't know, Mark, you happen to have it in there?
No, sir.
Okay, that's okay, yeah. What Altamore's talking about is that we were very blessed in the last STIP program, and the Highway Department comes up with a program for the entire state project. In that, we have to get approved of the Federal Highway Administration as well as Highway Department. We're very blessed to have a highway commissioner in Jonesboro now, Alec Farmer, and the last one was approved, it has been approved, that you and I will receive $90 million of construction on infrastructure, on intersections and overpasses in the city of Jonesboro between now and 2020. Now, some of those projects won't be finished in 2020, they're going over to the next cycle. But some of those projects that Altamore's talked about is, you all both know that 18 in Highland, we have needed an overpass there for years, because you've got your industrial base there, you've got Nelson School District, if you have a wreck there. And so when we presented that at the Federal Highway Administration and did a video, we showed them that those tracks were held up for 48 to 52 minutes at a time, and ambulances were turning around, school buses were turning around, jet buses were turning around, as well as our just individual people. So that is ongoing. We have that at 60%, I believe, right now on plans. We should have, within the next few weeks, right-of-way plans, and then they'll start acquiring right-of-way for that project. And then they'll bid that out if we get that and relocation utilities. Bridge Farmer in Little Rock, the one that was awarded that contract. And so we estimate that will be just the overpass alone will be around $15 million. Once you get through, I'm going to anticipate you're looking at probably $23 million, somewhere in that range. It'll also give you two overpasses, one over 18 and also one over Word, where the Nelson Baptist Church is. So you can come back and get over there and go around without having to go through, just come on over on 18. The other overpass is at the airport. If y'all, like me, you've been boxed into the airport, so you've got UP that's in front of the airport. You've got Burlington down here by Atlas Asphalt. So they both will tie up and stop and get out manually to do the switch. When they do that, you're going to sit there for at least 40, 45 minutes to get out of there. For safety, we are adding an overpass on the airport roadside in front over the UV track as well. Also, Highland and Main Street, or Highland and Southwest Drive, will be redone. Engineering has already started on that now. Now you only have one lane going into downtown Jonesboro. When that is done, you will have two going straight, a big, long, dedicated right turn lane. And the reason for that is you've got CVS opening up, you've got McDonald's that's already opened up, and you've got Dairy Queen, which is behind there, and two more commercial lots. We know the school's not going to move. We know that commercial is going to be there, and so it's going to increase that traffic dramatically. So that's something that's really been needed for some time. What's some of those projects? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
Caraway and Highland.
Oh yeah, Caraway and Highland. Caraway and Highland. Caraway's really coming back strong. When Kroger came in, put 120,000 square foot Kroger here, that just absolutely changed the dynamics of Caraway. And so we also know that there's negotiations now on the property between Kroger and also where Sears is. And so what that intersection will look like when it's completed will be just like in front of Centennial Bank. And where Hayes came in and bought the old Coca-Cola, that also created a lot of traffic. So when you come to that intersection, you'll have 2 straight, you'll have 2 left, and 1 dedicated right turn lane. We've already had 3 of the owners told me that they would give us the right of way for that, which is a lot of money when we're talking about construction. So that intersection is really going to be a great deal for the city of Jonesboro. Also, as you're coming in, we just opened up 226 the other day from the highway department. As you're coming in from there, that is really a bottleneck. That traffic stacks up way back early in the morning, way back past, I guess you call it Arkansas Pools, in that area there. Where the mall was going to go, if you remember that, all that land there. What will happen is if you're coming into town on 49 North, you will have 1 dedicated long lane to get over to get there. You'll have 1 lane will go straight into the bypass, because a lot of people is coming that way, particularly truck stuff, won't just get on the bypass. Then you'll have 2 that go straight. If you're coming from Walmart on Parker, and y'all know this, there's only 1 lane that goes left back to downtown. All right, now you're going to have 2, plus a very long dedicated right turn lane to go ahead and get through there. So that's going to be a huge, big impact, I think, on that intersection. Because we know there's going to be a lot of growth. You just saw Parker. We'll open that up probably 1st of September, and that's the connector all the way to Washington Avenue. And so you can take that coming on 49. If you want to go north Jonesboro, you can take that to the left. You go and hit Washington, come right back, and you'd be over here before you ever even thought about getting halfway through Main Street. So a lot of these things are going to change on traffic pattern and traffic flow. So, any others you remember?
Hilltop's the last.
Oh, yeah, Hilltop. Hilltop.
What about Patrick Street? That's what say Patrick Street.
Yes, I'm sorry, Patrick Street, thank you, Dr. Coleman. Yes. Patrick Street, we've already got the right-of-way acquired through the city. We now work with City of Yale, I think the utilities relocated, and that will be from Washington all the way over to, what's that next street there, Dr. Coleman? We're widening all of that, you can't only get 2 cars through there now.
All right, you got, well, that's
Correct.
Crest, that's
Crest.
Crest and Hope, either one of those areas, right?
Right, and then when you get to Johnson on Patrick, it's very narrow. There's no place for kids to walk down through and all of that. So we've looked at that, and that should be a 3-lane road all the way out with sidewalks at least on one side of that project, all the way out to, I think where that junior food store.
Magnolia.
Magnolia, thank you, Magnolia Church. Yeah, so that's going to be a big project too for this area here, for Patrick Street. So, and I may have missed some of those projects, and if I have, I apologize, and we can be glad if you'll just let me know. I'm not sure, Bill, if they're on the website, but we can throw those up on the website. All of the STEP programs, are they on the website now?
Yes.
Okay, so it's www.jonesboro.org. We try to put everything on the website for you to look at, and you can just search for that, and it'll give you every project that we're talking about. But the good news, folks, is we only have to put up $7.8 million to get $90 million worth of work, and that's incredible. And I'll be in D.C. at the end of September. We've already got a meeting set up with the Federal Highway Administration, the railroad folks. They're very difficult to work with. But what we do is we try to meet with them at least 3 to 4 times a year so we can talk to them and say, hey, we don't want us to just get the revenue of you sitting there blocking the road, and we get $2,500 if we turn them in. Well, you got to call the railroad. They got to issue the ticket, or the highway patrol does. And we don't want that. What we want is safe through our city, but we also are going to need some more overpasses. We also have in the STIP, just reminding me, coming in from Riceland. During the harvest season and stuff, you've got all of those trucks that stack up there. That's a high fatality intersection there. And that will be an overpass that will go all over that intersection and come back down and hit Dan Avenue and Johnson Avenue. And that's going to be a big, huge construction deal. So that'll take care of that. If you're not careful, you'll take a right on G Street to get down in front of where the old GE plant is, and guess what? You got another train. So we're looking at a lot of those things. I've got to commend Mark. Mark has sat down in those 44 intersections along with UP and Burlington and come up with a complete master plan of what needs to be done. you just saw here, when we took that to the highway department, and I attend every highway commission meeting there is that we were able to get 100% federal money for 15 improvements on those railroad deals. So, again, that's a big plus for Jonesboro. So, appreciate that. Any other questions?
Well, this is a major project. How do you get a little project on your list?
Okay, let us know, because what we do, if you're talking about roads or streets, okay, that's a good point. We have 585 miles of asphalt on roads in the city of Jonesboro, right? And what we do is we have all those graded. Engineering people go out and grade those based on the condition of the roads, etc. And we move those up based on whatever the grade is, which is the word. However, we need input from you all. If you've got something that you think needs to be done, that's not on our list, please send that to us. But we're just now in the process of budgeting for 2017. So right now would be an ideal time to send that to us.
Well, I mean, I've talked to Dr. Coleman a little bit about it, but I didn't know how to get it.
Yes, ma'am. No, just send it to us. Just send it to us. Drop me a note. Call Mark, and again, I'll get you those
You
telephone.
might, if you can, write the information down.
Yeah. Yeah, if you write it on that sheet tonight, and we'll pick those up, and we're gonna we'll actually take those, every board meeting, we'll get through 6 of them, and we'll go back and we'll put a listing of what is first, what is second, in each board. Okay?
What if you write on that sheet, could you email me at the same time? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You gentlemen got anything else? I mean, you got anything you'd like to share with the group?
No, the main thing I wanted you to do was touch base on how we were gonna leverage $7.8 million and $90 million of projects in the next 3 years. How about that? That goes along with it. We can't run the city on sales tax alone. We
Right.
have to have grants, we have to have partnerships. And I think the best partnership is our current highway commissioner. I think
Exactly.
that's-
Exactly. He fought for us real hard. He also was the one that helped with Congressman Crawford to go ahead and get I-555, which now we have interstate running through our city. It starts actually at, I believe it's southwest and goes that way on I-555. We also opened up 67 at the same time, all the way to Hoxie. And I'll tell you a little deal, we're working now on converting 67 to Interstate 57, I-57. And we've already started in Little Rock working with every city through there, from Cabot to Jacksonville to Searcy to BB, all of those, and they've all signed off the proclamation to do that, which that's what the highway wanted. So we've got to get an interstate standard. Most of them have our interstate standards now on 67, and so that would be a big plus for us to have another interstate running through our town. So, any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, one of the questions that we get quite often, and maybe Mark can expand on it, is the possibility of having a northern route or a northern bypass in Jonesboro. I know currently we're working on an eastern bypass that connects Roger Chapel Road. Could you talk or expand on the possibilities of upcoming of having a connector between 49 and 63 around the northern part of town?
I'll be glad to make a comment, and Mark, you can too. In 2007, the Highway Department did a study for an eastern arterial as well as the northern arterial to make a complete loop around Jonesboro. The northern arterial actually started and connected off of actually 49 and 351, went down through the road by the KEIT, if I'm not mistaken, cuts directly on the cross straight. If you look at the map on Google, you can just see it would come right into both of them. So that would be the northern arterial for the city. The eastern arterial is in the still, and I'm glad you mentioned that. It is in that $90 million to where we will take actually take it from Commerce, or actually on 18, and tie in all the way to 49 north and come in at Clinton School Road. And that's where the fairgrounds, or now the church is there. That's where they would tie in off the overpass over that railroad. So that's what we're doing now, trying to get those arterials out there. Okay? Bill, I think you had a question.
I have 3. I know that comes to shock.
Okay.
First, you mentioned this phase 3 in the park. Are we going to have public meetings and public input on design phases on that? Because we didn't on the starting end of the park trail. And when you're talking about connecting out, I think that relates to a lot of things in the cycling community that we're concerned about. And we want to know that they're going to be some opportunities to give feedback on design before it starts, not after.
And answer is yes, I think you attended, and I believe you represent the cyclist.
Right, that's MPO. We're talking about grants and city, and those are completely two separate things.
Well, we're gonna work with the MPO though in that study from the backside of where it's aggregated now. That
Right.
goes through those apartments, then it hits Highway 1, then Highway 1 all the way down to the bypass.
And first I saw that was at a city council meeting when it was
Yes.
brought up there. That's what I'm saying, we're not having these meetings
Yeah.
to bring in the cycling community to talk about these beforehand.
Sure.
They're getting turned in first,
Yeah.
and then we're finding out about them.
We'd be glad to.
And we really need to
Sure.
reverse that process because there are not a lot of people real pleased
Okay.
with part of the design. No surprise, Whitson knows my position on that.
Yeah, okay. Answer your questions, yes, we'll be glad to do that. In fact, just make a note on that, and we'll on your sheet tonight, be happy to.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Okay?
Second one kind of relates, and it's here in this part of town. You know, we've talked over and over and over about the connectivity between Arkansas State and downtown.
Uh-huh.
This is my 4th year starting at Arkansas State.
Uh-huh.
And we've talked about it, we've studied it twice. When are we gonna do something in the Cape Aggie Road corridor
Okay.
to improve the pedestrian and the cycling accommodation?
Okay.
We had a young man run over, and he did everything wrong. He was riding backwards on a sidewalk, against traffic, across a car and got run over. But the reason he got run over, the ultimate reason, is because he's freaking out. His wife is in an accident downtown. He's hurrying on a bicycle to get her as fast as he can. And he doesn't know there would have been a safer way for him to go down Aggie through K. Because we've done nothing to address that corridor. I mean,
I can answer that, okay? I'm glad you brought that up. Kimberly, we just filed, correct me if I'm wrong, we just filed a grant to do the complete planning, okay? And we'll have all these public hearings on that, all the way from Riceland Foods, all the way to ASU on the connectivity. And we've already got Wolverine purchased, torn down, got that free, been about 2 years for me to finally get the title to it, tear it down. And Pepsi's looking at maybe relocating some other stuff. So all that Aggie that you're talking about, and then also the train station, which is the roundhouse they call it, we're talking to the UP now about that, which they own, because they would like to see some type of museum, some type of restaurant, all of that tied into that corridor you're talking about with a path and walking there. So first thing we're gonna do is get that money. What was the size of that grant, you know?
It was $178,000.
Okay, it's already been applied for. That's one of the things I meet with when I go in September. To sit down with them and say, okay, where are you at on this grant? Okay, so we're right on top of it.
and I appreciate that, but I'm gonna say again,
Okay,
we in the community found out about that at a city council meeting, not when it was being done, not what people would bring in. And how does that fit into our master plan? How does that fit into our greenway plan? This is another trail that's just dropped on top.
This is not a trail. We did an EPA planning, Brownsville
Right.
water planning. We did that meeting about the connectivity. Now we're getting funds now to do a planner to come in to
When was
plan
that
the area.
meeting?
It was probably about March of this year. We had to do it before we could apply for the grant.
But what public were there?
There was nonprofits, there was people from A-State, there was North Jonesboro.
Who from A-State was there?
Bill Hall. We
I asked
talked-
Bill Hall about it. He didn't seem to know much about it, but.
It was widely publicized, actually Channel 8 was there, the newspaper, everyone
Now, you're
publicized.
talking about the University of Memphis?
Yes,
Okay. But now, you see, I don't think anybody perceived that that was gonna lead to a grant, that that's what that was really about.
The grant
I think
is
that's part of
really-
the disconnect.
the grant is not for a trail, the grant's for us to plan that whole area.
What we've seen in the community and in the media is that we're building a trail from Riceland to Arkansas State. You know, we just talked about this, oh, that's gonna be part of our connectivity, so.
There's gonna be 4 meetings, 6, I'm sorry, in this planning grant.
yes.
4 is initial, that's all the input from the community, from all stakeholders. That's businesses, that's residents, that's nonprofits, anybody that has a stakeholder. And then after the plan has been developed, there's going to be 2 meetings about the plan to get public input. So this grant, we have to have public input. We can't do it without it if we get it. So it's all public input driven.
We'd love to have your help too, Bill, in the fact that helping at ASU. getting the word out through the KASU and also your TV station. But that would be wonderful if we could work together on that.
Okay. My last one, and then I'll let it go. And this is, again, it's a local thing inside our district. It's the ice house.
Uh-huh.
When is something gonna happen to clean that situation up?
Okay. I asked that question last week at code enforcement. I know the chief was there. We are still in litigation with, in the court system on the ice house itself. However, the stuff that's around that, and I don't know, and I have to get, Carol's checking into it, the city attorney. There are trailers and stuff that are stuck on the other side of that doesn't come through there. Exactly.
I mean, I've sent this to code enforcement. They say we can't store 18-wheeler trailers in town, but they're still there. There's an 18-wheeler parked on the street. It's either violating our state, our city policy on blocking a sidewalk or blocking a street in town, yet it's still there.
Right, and that's what we're doing with our attorneys to make darn sure, because I'd love to go in there tomorrow and start moving up and moving out, okay? I'll be very honest with you, but I gotta make sure I'm legal when I do that, okay?
But if we've got a, if you can't park a commercial truck on the city street between midnight and 6 a.m.
Yeah.
in the city limits, and that truck has sat there for 2 years, how has it gotten away with that?
Right.
That's one of our ordinances.
Yeah.
How?
Right.
We're going after a pig, and we can't move this truck.
Right. But you're gonna talk about potluck pig.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got that whole thing going, we're gonna enforce that, and we worked a solution out. But here's something that's an eyesore and a danger to our ward, and we can't get anything done with it.
Yeah. And I agree with you, the only thing I can tell you, and I'm not gonna tell you anything that's not the truth, and that is, it's still tied up in litigation, and if that trailer is still sitting on that part that we can't touch, then I'll just have to go back to Carol Duncan and see if we can do that.
Would you have Carol give us an update?
Yeah, sure will, yeah. Be glad to.
Bill will be there.
Yeah, Bill,
Because
next city
one of two
council
things,
meeting,
either
that's,
it's the city sidewalk ordinance it's blocking, or the city street ordinance it's
And I
blocking, one
want
of
to
the two.
answer those two questions, Bill,
Yeah.
because you got an interesting point. It's one thing to be able to come in and tear the building down, but it's another thing to
Yeah.
enforce.
And I understand, that's what I'm saying, I understand the building part, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the crap that's around it that's violating our city code.
I agree with you.
We'll have Carol give us an opinion on that Tuesday night, and if she says we can go down there and proceed on the code enforcement issues, then
Well,
I
that-
assume that on Wednesday
And-
morning we'll be down there.
And I noticed that the fence is down a little bit too, I don't know if
Oh,
it's.
it's down a lot.
And
It's
so,
completely down
one
since
time,
the
they
last
put a
one.
fence all the way around that area, or at least what we talked
They
about.
put a fence across the front, they never put a
Yeah,
fence around
yeah,
it.
and so, but some of that is open now. When I
Oh,
went
it's
by
down.
there-
It's
when I
not
went-
open,
when I
it's
went
down.
down Sundays, because I look at these projects, drive around at night, not every night, but to make sure, we have a project list, we all meet every Monday, at the department head meeting. And I can tell you that we look at these things over and over, and I'm like you, I don't like to see things that we just keep talking about and talking about and talking about, okay? So, okay. Anybody else got anything? Anybody? Well, please write your comments down, if you will, like the road you're talking about, and Bill, also please put yours in there, the connectivity as well as the other, and anything that you think about, quality of life, just anything, because let me tell you, I know the chief back here can tell you that a lot of the way he gets things done is through the citizens of Jonesboro. And that police academy that he started was absolutely incredible. We now got 90 to 100 what I call graduates. They're out now, actually, I won't say patrolling, but if they see anything, I can assure you, they call the police department, the chief, and that's good. That's great. And so, I don't know, how many do you have in the class this time?
30 plus, and we haven't started in the class Thursday night, we have 35, so we're having to bring in some more chairs. So a little bit more than we're accustomed to, but the response is overwhelming, and we're already putting people on the January list.
Right.
That starts this coming Thursday night, too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just come Thursday night, and again, anytime you all are welcome to drop by and just visit, just see what's going on. If you'd like to enroll in the next one, we're just going constantly on those training programs, and believe you me, you go through the whole thing. I don't know if you get tased or not, but anyway, you get to.
Bill's in the class.
Yeah, you can do it if you want.
I don't think he took a ride on the
Yeah,
ride.
so we get a lot of things, and I can brag about our folks, and again, I've said this, and I sincerely mean this with our staff. We got an incredible group of people, and you take the chief back there, fire chief. we have worked hard for years, CWL and us. We could not do it without CWL. But your city is a class 1 fire rating. And it went from a 3 to a 1. That's as good as you can get. And that really helped on our commercial accounts out in Industrial Park on our front. And so the other thing we've got, I believe it's Thursday night or Wednesday night, I believe it's Thursday night. On the flooding, we have FEMA coming here to talk about flood insurance.
That's tomorrow.
Excuse me, tomorrow night, okay? Because when I went out and visited those homes when they were flooded and walked through them with the people, I heard things like, I didn't know I could get any flood insurance. I don't know where to go to get the flood insurance. My mortgage company told me that there's no need to get flood insurance, okay? So all those questions, they're gonna meet with I think the insurance companies, real estate people tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night is open to the public, starting at 6 o'clock.
6:30.
6 what?
6:30 today.
6:30, and that's on Dan Avenue at Public Works, where Steve's place is. If you have any time, please go out there, and I'll be there, and I want to see what they're saying. Because that FEMA controls the flood insurance, I can tell you that, okay? And I have flown to Texas to try to argue with them. And so they're pretty tough. They're about like the railroad. When we were trying to put the Berry overpass in, I'll never forget it. Dr. White and I met with them, and we were trying to get them to move railroad tracks together so we could only have one rather than try to go over them 2 different places. And their response to us was, you can move the university cheaper than we're going to move the tracks. And what they were saying to you, we ain't moving. Okay? So, I mean, that's just part of it, and here we go. So, again, we certainly appreciate y'all being here, and we do this every year, and we really appreciate and value your input. And be sure and hand those sheets in, and we'll start making our list. Okay? All righty. Thank you very much. Thank you.